Well, we don't know what kind of a government will ultimately emerge in Kabul. My strong suspicions, and I think I'm well informed on this, my strong suspicions are that it will be an Islamic emirate. And of course, the nature of our political, economic, and diplomatic relations with an Islamic emirate could be quite difficult. And of course, it's the Taliban. There are members of the government that we will encounter in the final form that it takes in Kabul, who were leading in the Taliban government in Afghanistan when we were struck on the 11th of September 2001. So in some respects, nothing has changed with them. And there is the popular theory that we're now encountering Taliban 2.0 or Taliban 3.0. It is not possible within the doctrine of their faith. So to the important question of what kind of a relationship we have, I don't think we know yet. Certainly, the popular theory is that the Taliban being more worldly than they were before, and I would simply say that we should be careful there too. What I call the Doha Taliban, which are the Taliban which had a lot of exposure to the West in the last few years, happen to have loved that environment. But it basically stops when you get to the ground in Afghanistan. And when you hear the Taliban last week talk about that all of the women in Afghanistan should go back into their homes because the ground level Taliban soldier doesn't know how to treat women, that should give everyone an indication that perhaps much less has changed than most would hope. The NATO relationship potentially with Afghanistan would have envisaged a military relationship of some form or another. I would find it very difficult to believe that the Taliban, at least for a period of time, as they consolidate control of the country, would have any interest in a military relationship with the United States or Afghanistan. And I think politically it's just not possible in the United States to contemplate one at this time. So as I said at the beginning of this answer, it's not knowable now. If this ends up being an Islamic emirate, we will probably see, given the regional politics, a relationship with the Chinese, a relationship with the Russians, a relationship with Pakistan, which I think in the early stages will just be a relationship which could mature relatively quickly to diplomatic recognition. And so we may find that the Taliban would be much less interested in a relationship with the United States and NATO as opposed to China, Russia, and Pakistan. But I think the answer is unknowable to your question. But your question is a very good one, and we should be thinking a lot about what a future relationship for the United States and NATO might be. But an Islamic emirate does not give me much hope that they would be interested in one.